everybody. How are you doing? I think I've got it figured out. I should be live in my group and everywhere else, but I'm not really sure. Let's see what this says. Let's just going to do a little check here, people. Community home. Let's see if it's streaming. Nope. Doesn't look like it's streaming in my group. Well, that just didn't work out very well now, did it? I don't understand what's happening, but I'm live anyway, and I am on Instagram. Maybe yes, maybe no. I should be on LinkedIn, and I should be in my main Facebook group. That's my Facebook page. Let me try that. Let me try that. Where am I? You know, I people always say, "Oh, you know, you don't want to go live because people are going to be watching you." I'm like, "Oh, really? Nobody's watching me, okay? And right now I have no clue if anyone's watching me, and that's really doesn't matter because I'm here to talk about a few really cool things going on. Apparently, I have no idea. It might be YouTube, whatever. So, listen, guys, I have some things to talk about today. I had a question come up in the group about the new electric codes. Now, I've talked about this several times, but I guess it's a conversation that needs to keep going because people still have questions. Now, the new code, and someone made a very good comment, was, you know, it's going to be repealed because I don't know that everybody wants to do the electric outlet like they do. And, quite frankly, I don't even know if you need an electric outlet on your island. They came up with this that you need electric every so far, so often, but now they put the electric on the island, and with on the side of the island sounds good, clean, good, safe spot. That cord hanging down from the appliance into the plug, because it has no choice but to go down, can get caught by a child. When kids are little and they're walking around, they're grabbing onto things, or a toddler, and they do things so fast. You could have forgot you even plugged it in, turned around, washed your hands, and bam, something could happen. Or someone with a walking device might get caught on there, or anything. It could get caught. So what happens is things get pulled over. It could be a mixer, it could be anything, but it gets a lot of damage. Hospitalizations or emergency rooms. Can say they got hospitalized from it? Don't know, but emergency rooms, urgent care went up for accidents because children got caught with that electric cord hanging down. So the code came along and said, okay, you're not going to be able to put it on the side anymore. That's, before you had to put them all over, right? You had to have, if you had a big island, you need one on this side and one on the other side. Not every, some people do them in the front so that the cord is hanging down in the front. I've seen where a box filler, and then they put that outlet in there. Very clean, very nice, place for that outlet, and it's inside on the countertop. Maybe that has less, is not as unsafe as the one hanging out the side in a walkway. But it's nice, but that still is not allowed. But so you used to have them all over. First it was none, then they said yes, then they said more. Now they're back to maybe yes, no, but this is how you have to do it. You have to have the box. At minimum, you have to have the conduit box, or whatever the box is. So you have to have that conduit wire, electric wire, run it into the bottom of the cabinet, and it has to be just the box, hardwired, ready to go, to be plugged up and create a live outlet somewhere on that island. They're telling you so the minimum is that little electric box, gang box. Okay. So you got to run that inside the cabinet. Okay. Whatever. Then you got to either have it as a raised back, like a 36-inch countertop with a 6-inch or 3-inch or whatever backsplash. And you put the outlets in the backsplash. Okay. So that would mean you'd have a 2-tier island, 2-level island, right? Not just one level. Now you're having to raise it up to put the outlet there. Or you have a pop-up outlet. So an outlet that goes on the counter underneath, and it's a pop-up mechanism. So that is like a Mocket is one of the brands, or pop-up outlets. So you have to have a pop-up outlet. So that pop-up outlet becomes an issue when we've got these gorgeous stone slabs and all of a sudden you're going to see a round disc, because that's the cover for, you can't put the stone. I don't think you could put the stone on top of a pop-up outlet. It would be very heavy to have, like, 2 inches round or whatever, 2 inches at least round, with the 3/4 to 2 cm, 3 cm material on top of it. So otherwise you're going to have a round circle. You got to cut it around. I could see it being problematic. If you have to have it a round circle, you have to have your supplier finish, your fabricator has to polish the inside of that circle. I would want it polish that, so that if whatever, just make it so it looks nice, not just a raw cut. If possible, unless everybody goes, "What are you, crazy? No one else does that." So you try and say, I mean, it would be nice if it was finished, if it was a pop-up. But so whatever. So it's those three things. It's that box inside the cabinet, raised up backsplash, like a knee wall kind of thing, 2-tier island have to have. So it'd be in the back, or a pop-up outlet. Oh, that's the outlets for the island or for a peninsula or anything. And like I said, my sister, she has that uh plug on her island. I don't know if she's ever used it. She has it built in nice on the filler. And this happens to be this cabinet maker. He likes to do that, make these column box fillers 3 inches and build the outlet in it, cuts it all nice. It's really cool looking. It's a great thing. It's kind of his signature in all his kitchens. He's a beautiful cabinet maker down in North Carolina. So anyway, I don't even know how many people use it on their island. I guess maybe if you're having your juice and that's where you do all your prep or whatever. But this whole outlet on the island is a big discussion, I think, that's going to be happening for a while. They made the new code, just came out in 2023. So let's see what happens as the codes change within the next couple of years. So that's the deal with the island. And it's no longer that you have to have one like they've increased, I think, the amount of space that you can have between outlets. It goes by square footage or whatever, but that's my view on the outlets on an island or a peninsula. Now I want to go on vacation now. Talking about all these islands and peninsulas. I need a cocktail. It is happy hour somewhere, and it's a Thursday. We should be having happy hour. Where's my pina colada? Okay, it's a little fattening. They have diet pina colada. Everything diet. Do you have diet cake? So anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about was I was at a seminar last night, and as we got to talking, it was with the National Kitchen and Bath Association. Now, you guys know I coach interior designers and newer kitchen bath designers. A lot of them are independent designers. So working for themselves or trying to get started in the business. So what I always say, if you are a interior designer, and you want to get involved with more kitchen and bathroom design, or if you're an interior designer that wants to transition into kitchen and bath design, what you do, and now what I'm understanding is that the construction is mostly happening, people are investing in their homes in capital gains, which is the kitchen and the bathroom. The decorating end of it is a cherry on the pie. To hire a designer and make it look beautiful is a cherry on the pie. So they're getting called more for the kitchens and the bathrooms and built-in cabinetry. So, which is fabulous, because just because you're not a kitchen and bath designer doesn't mean you can't do the project. It just means you need to have more knowledge in those rooms, and you need to have good resources. You need a good resource of people to help you along the way. So a good way for an interior designer to get involved in more kitchen and bath projects and understand the product that we use in kitchens and bathrooms, understand the manufacturers. Certainly, if I wanted to get into the soft goods end of it, I'd have to start learning who are the wallpaper people, who are those better manufacturers, which is a better brand. So it's the same idea with kitchen and bathroom design. So interior designers that belong to the Interior Design Society, which I am also a member of, or a American Society of Interior Designers, anything like that, I highly suggest they join the National Kitchen and Bath Association, because with the National Kitchen and Bath Association, you can do some on-demand webinars and things. But if you're near a chapter that does a lot of events, like here on Long Island, actually, we have a Manhattan chapter and a Long Island chapter. We're that big. So they're great chapters. And what I have found is that we kind of intertwine with each other. However, the interior designers don't always come over to the NKBA things. But because I was a kitchen, well, I still am, right? You're not like, oh, I'm not going to ever do it ever again. Well, maybe I'll retire. Maybe. You think you'll retire, Alison? I don't know. I'm hoping one day. I don't know. I think so. It would be nice. So anyway, going to, like last night we had a seminar on a CEU on outdoor kitchens. So the different materials of the different doors that are out there, the different colors, powder coated stainless steel, then another poly something else, and another filler, blah blah. But they were all three different brand. So, a decorator, designer, interior designer, picking out that material just has to learn the material. So getting involved in the National Kitchen and Bath Association is a really good thing. So one of my designer friends was there, and that's what she was talking about, but about getting designers more involved in the NKBA, because it is such a good organization. And then we learned about the different top surfaces that they recommend for the outdoor barbecue area, lounge area. And we talked a little bit about fire pits. So we talked about all these really cool things that certainly an interior designer would have also benefited from. So if you're an interior designer, and I'm here to educate interior designers more about kitchen and bathroom design, because it's very technical, and it's my wheelhouse. It's what I talk about it all day, 24/7, except then I'm talking to myself. So no one else here talks kitchen and bathroom. So as an independent designer, kitchen, bath, interior, I always say, make friends, go around in your area, the closest to where you live, okay? I always like to do things close to home, so it's not a big trek to go to your supplier or to go to the showroom or do work, unless you live in the middle of nowhere and you got to drive 45 minutes to go to any place. Then you drive 45 minutes, but don't drive 2 hours, my point. So you go to pick some kitchen and bath showrooms and go in there, introduce yourself. A kitchen and a bath showroom is going to love you coming in there saying, "Hi, I'm an interior designer and I would love to be able to work together with you. I bring my clients here when I work on a kitchen project. I'm looking for a partner to team up with because you really have to know your stuff. And a kitchen company, kitchen showroom is, you'll find out as you talk to them and work with them whether they're any good or not. But that's what you have to build the relationship. But the first part is getting your foot in the door. So that's always the biggest struggle, opening up that door and going, "Hey, I'm Alison from Solar Designs, and I'm freelancing interior design, and I'm looking for, that." Doing that the first time is the first, as I started talking, I felt a little less nervous, but in real life, I'd be nervous. It's easy to sit here and tell you what to do. And yeah, it's going to be hard, but they're also people too. What is that person going to be saying to you? They're put on the spot. Oh my gosh, this person's coming in. They want to work with me. What if this company has never worked with a designer before? They've been looking for you to come in the door, and you could say, "Oh, yes, we would love to try this relationship." And usually how that works is you bring your customer in, and you would be getting your design fee working with your client, and you would get a commission from the kitchen or and bath showroom. Okay, you would get a commission, not permission. You get a permission for a commission. So you get a commission. So it could be 5% on the cost, or 10% on the cost, 5% of the retail. I don't know. They'll give you a number, but all I know is that you're talking about, a kitchen is $60,000, $40,000. So whether it's 10%, which is 4,000, or 5%, which is 2,000, you're going to get that on top of whatever you've made for your design fee, and you don't have the risk of errors. Okay, because now the one who's responsible is the kitchen company. The kitchen bath company is responsible because the contract is going to be between your client and that showroom. So Mrs. Smith, your client, signs the kitchen order with Joe's and Sally's Kitchen with your designer discount. Let's say they want to say they all got a discount. Yeah, throw a discount in there. And your understanding on the back end is that you're getting commission for having bought the sale to that kitchen company. That's how it works. If you were working in their showroom, that's how kitchen designers get paid. They don't get paid by the hour unless they're working at some place like Home Depot. And most places, in the majority of them are independent places, and they work on salary draw plus commission. So they might give you X amount of dollars, and then when you get your commission, you might have to pay them back a little more. I don't know exactly. I've never worked on commission because I could never afford to be that. I couldn't afford to be that nervous about income. So I went out and started my own business. I just listened to myself say that sentence, and I was like, wait a minute, I can't afford not to be on commission. So, let me work for myself and build a company. You're so stupid. So anyway, a kitchen company, a little mom and pop place or a nice middle-sized place, is going to have an expediter. They're going to have the computer program. They're going to be able to price out the cabinetry. They're going to be able to guide you as the designer on the process. So, and you can learn the process from the kitchen company. What I do is I teach you the process. I tell you, this is the process. Whatever process they do, it has to be similar in structure and concept of this, because you got to go from getting the job, planning the job, picking product, ordering the product, accepting the product, and installing the product. So you got to be involved in all of that as a designer. Even though you're giving your project over, you're not giving it over, you're sharing with, and you're using that kitchen showroom as a partner for you. And so, but my biggest thing is if you're going to be picking out countertop material, if you're going to be helping to choose cabinetry, if you're going to be, or you're going to be suggesting cabinetry or countertop material, backsplash material, flooring, as an interior designer, you would be doing their backsplash, the countertop. As a kitchen and bath designer, I worked as an interior designer for that space because I chose everything. Like that was my interior design room. I did the counter, the backsplash, the faucets, the sink, the lighting, the tile, the flooring, everything, the appliances, the whole thing. When you gave me that room to design, I got everything. That's the type of a designer I am. Some designers just like to do the cabinetry and they'll recommend a countertop, but they don't want to get involved. The kitchen company doesn't necessarily want to get involved in all those little tiny things. Some do, some don't. Depends. But I know my company, Solara Designs, I sold everything because I'm a control freak. What did I say? I just like to do, because I have a vision. And as a designer, I'm like, I can't let the client mess it up. So I always recommend that you do that and go pick 3 companies, 3. Like anything else, I tell you, go get 3, or pick 4 or 5. Go. Me, if I pick 3, I'd be leaving 25 out. There's so many kitchen showrooms around here. So go drive around, something that look in the window, see what it presents itself as, what looks like a nice store that you want to take your client to, because this is an extension of you, right? If you want to take them to a shitty showroom, they're going to think, where is she taking to me? Unless you're working on a really, that's the client that you serve is a low budget client, and they're going to expect that, well, we are going to that little showroom and you're going to take me to the little hole in the wall, but you're going to help me. Everybody does need help. So I teach you all those things about the cabinetry. I like to go into the construction methods, the woods, the doors, the molding, and then the processes. Where do I measure? What do I measure? What do I need to know to design a kitchen? So I recommend you go, but you need to know before you go. I don't know if you are old enough to remember, maybe not. It could have been even just here in Long Island. I don't know. But there was Cy Sims. It was like the Lomans, TJ Maxx. Okay, TJ Maxx. We had Cy Sims. It was here in Long Island. And he said, an educated consumer is our best customer, because they sold designer brands at discount. And I think they cut the labels out. I'm not really sure, because I never really did go, but I'll never forget the lingo. Cy Sims, where an educated consumer is our best customer. So knowing what you're choosing helps you stay in control of the project. You're going to understand when it comes to picking out the faucets when you go to the plumbing showroom. You're going to go to, you don't necessarily have to go to Ferguson's just because it's a big name. You're going to try and negotiate discounts and kickbacks, not kickbacks, commission. It's commission. Commission. You're going to have a commission on from that company. Same thing when you sell appliances, you make friends with the appliance people and you go, listen, I'll take my customers here. This is who I use. So you tell your customers here, this is where you want to go for your appliances. This is who I use. I could maybe use two people, one in that direction and one in that direction, depending on where I live. So you might say, well, here are my two, and this is my contact at both of these places. I'll, you go there and they'll know what to do. They'll call me, blah, blah, blah. So you're making your connection. So when you make connections with the cabinet people, you make connections with countertop people, you just walk around, look at the showroom, look at their customer service. Is anybody paying attention to you? Because all how they treat you is going to be how they're going to treat the client and the project, right? So if you have a company that's really going to be attentive and really on top of what you're looking at, and it's clean and it's organized, and there's somebody there who's knowledgeable, who can help you, you're going to want to do business with those people, or try. And it's a trial and error, right? At least with these suppliers and vendors, they're short-term contracts, right? We're only signing with them because we bought a sink and a faucet, and whatever garbage disposal came with it, and either you sold it at a markup, where that in case you would have a resale number and then it gets into your taxes. But for the most part, that's what you should do. So in going back to where I started, if I can remember, is NKBA and interior designers. If you're an interior designer and you want to know more, then join the NKBA. It's not a lot of money. I think my membership is 204, or maybe it's $250 a year. That's very reasonable for what you get. I mean, last night, the seminar I got was fabulous. It was a great seminar, wonderful information, great vendors, and a nice hors d'oeuvres and a couple of desserts, a couple of donuts. Everybody's happy. And I got to see my industry people. So for the $250 a year that I have to pay for that membership, and then I also get to go to the kitchen and bath industry show for free entry. I can go, but I got to they don't pay my plane and airfare and hotel. Darn. So what a score that would be, right? So it's really a great organization. And that's why I always joined. I was always a member of the National Kitchen and Bath Association when I started my career back in 1992. So was it 92, 93, something like that? I don't remember. Maybe 93. A long time ago. It was a long time ago. Because I started as a graduate from Fashion Institute of Technology, trying to do things on my own, and ended up needing a part-time job. Found one at Home Depot in the kitchen department, figured, I could learn that. And you know what? I did. And you could learn too. And I learned through trial and error. And I had a lot of classes. National Kitchen and Bath Association and Home Depot back in the 90s. They were tight here on Long Island. I don't know how they are anywhere else in the country. I'm not sure how they are with NKBA now. I mean, we used to have a table at the Christmas party, and or the whatever. We went to the National Kitchen Bath Association things. The girls, who were really interior designers, who had to get a job and get some income coming. You had an interior design and kitchen and bath design at Home Depot, at least. Good insurance, good dental, good medical. Work there part-time and get all the benefits. So it's good company where I started. And look at me now. So I like to teach what I know to everybody. And there's always something new on the market that you could learn from all the time. Products always changing. The last thing I heard was this drip guard on the bottom of the farmhouse sink. It looks to be like a piece of marble or a piece of wood that they're putting, I guess, so that the farmhouse sink, the water doesn't roll in and then roll down the little groove down the cabinets, because water is going to follow something, right? It's going to follow and drip. So instead of dripping on the cabinet, they're putting this drip guard thing, and I don't see how that's going to do much at the end of the day, because it's a groove. It's still got to drip down. Maybe it slows it, but it's still going to go drippy, drippy, drip. In fact, I think it's another seam where water can get to make it look yucky, because everywhere water goes and you don't have access to clean it, you'll get mildew. So I don't know how, but I thought, you know what? That's probably just a clever way for somebody who made a mistake on the cutout, because you have to cut that sink out, and they're never, they're made by hand. None of them are the same. They're not always, unless that was the fireclay sinks, unless they're that stainless steel where it's really straight edge. I thought it was funny. I said, to me, it looks like someone made a mistake and they put that made. Oh, let me add the marble underneath there too. We'll cut the marble. Can you do it for me? I need to make it look good because I screwed up that, that $1,500 sink base. I totally screwed it up and I can't replace it. What can we do? What can we do? Oh, she's not looking. Quick, get a piece. That's what that thing reminds me of. But I don't know that I'd want to call attention and have another material underneath there. I thought that was adding more material underneath the thing of the sink. So, not so convinced about this drip guard on a farmhouse sink, but to each his own. I mean, if the client really wanted it, you know what? You give it to them. Is it what I would do? No. It does not in my house, so what do I care? A lot of times we argue with them. No, you should do it this way. You know what? Whatever. Just don't take a picture. That's all. Show the other side of the kitchen. Or maybe someone, with all the AI out there and you had a line underneath the sink, no one would even really notice, right? Or they go, is it AI or is it real? And I think we do that anyway now with all of the drawings out there. That's a whole nother talk about. So anyhow, this weekend coming up is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. Mother has a lot of roles, and it's a lot of different people, and everybody who is a motherly person and a mother in their own right. Happy Mother's Day to you. May you all have a really restful day. I hope the rest of the family takes you out for breakfast or whatever you want, and then they all leave you alone and send you to the spa. Did you hear that, John? That's my Mother's Day. Or I can't, if it's my daughter giving that to me, because really, I'm her mother, then I'll settle for breakfast. My husband can just give me the spa just because he loves me. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And check out the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. And for my mentoring, private one-on-one mentoring sessions, 1, 2, 4, 6 hours, whatever you're looking for. I love to do the one-on-one mentoring. If you are an interior designer that's taking on a project, wants to learn more about, or a kitchen designer starting out in a company and you need more education, or you just are a designer who feels that you need to know more, and maybe I know something that you don't know, then give me a shout. Go on my website, check it out, and I look forward to talking to you. And everybody have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out. Ciao for now.